Celtic might have a lack of a defence, but there is no defending their previous two results. 180 minutes played, no goals scored. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football for your Matchday free SPFL round-up show. Big week in the Scottish Premiership. We've got a three-way title fight at the top, 3 teams joint on 7 points, and it could all change next week. But before we talk about that, of course, as per usual, we will cover League 2, League 1, the Championship, then we'll get to the Big Boys League, because we care about Scottish football. We care about diddy teams like Elgin City, therefore we need to show them some exposure.
And that's exactly what we're going to do, and I like Elgin City, I like East Fife.
You ever been to any of them?
What, games?
Games, places.
I've been to East Fife, I've not been to Elgin City, not been to Elgin just yet.
No been to Elgin, no, but I've been to Fife as well. Fife, what a nice place it is. Aye.
Aye, mate.
Wouldn't go there on holiday like this? I mean, it's alright to drive past, I guess.
Alright, let's just wrap that up.
And we can see there was a 1-1 draw here in Elgin City at the Bora Briggs. Now, East Fife did lose a man in the 90th minute, unfortunately for them, but they got the draw. Alan Troughton equalised with a penalty after Matthew Wright gave Elgin City a 1-0 lead. So a 1-1 draw, a decent result, I think, for both sides.
Well, whopping attendance, though. 5-4-2.
Probably more than Livy get. But anyway, let's move on. Forfar Athletic 1, Bonnyrigg Rose 2. Neil Martinook gave Bonnyrigg the lead. Stuart Morrison pulled it back, but they were only level for a couple minutes before Alu Afe gave Bonnyrigg the lead again, and they held it. Good win for Bonnyrigg Rose, and I think they will be pushing for the top spot in League 2 this season.
Yep, they probably will be. And talking of a team that was top, Peterhead got beat 1-0 by the Spartans. I predicted Peterhead because the Spartans aren't up too much, but damn, what happened?
The Spartans fought like warriors.
Jamie dished it out, didn't he?
And Jamie Dishington dished all out, and Peterhead couldn't handle it. They couldn't finish their dinner. So aye, there you go. Spartans with a 1-0 win.
Then we have Stenhouse Moor. I predicted them 3-1. Dumbarton absolutely pumping them. A lot of
cards in this game,
late on as well.
Probably some. We can see the amount of yellow cards picked up in the 90th minute here. So I'm going to assume there was some sort of breakout, some sort of fight, maybe a scuffle. You buried the earlier attendance, yet this one was only 463. So any thoughts on that?
Well, that's the worst one. I was joking, alright, earlier on. Don't take it away from me, man. Here, see at the end of the day, fair play to them. That's the decent attendances. What we're really expecting down in League 2.
And after 4 games in League 2, Dumbarton do lead the way, but they are, well, I mean, it's very close at the top. Let's say that straight away.
A point between 5.
Yeah.
Peterhead were top before this game.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I think Clyde are showing that they're shite.
Yeah.
Could Clyde be looking at back-to-back relegations that would knock them at the pyramid?
I would say so.
Potentially. But Dumbarton top, I think Dumbarton have got to be considered one of the favourites. I actually predicted the Spartans to win this league. That was my prediction at the beginning, but, I don't know. It could be them, could be Dumbarton. I also think Forfar could be up there, but they did get a pretty poor start.
We'll have to wait and see, but yeah, I think Dumbarton, everyone's expecting them to be up there. But Stranraer as well. But Peterhead, I'm surprised Peterhead are actually doing that much better than Clyde after what happened last season.
Early days, though. I mean, it is only 4 games. It's a small sample. Yeah, you wouldn't be surprised to see some of these teams fall away.
Yeah, I know, but if you have a shite sample, then you're not going to eat any more, are you? So we may as well move into League 1.
What the hell was that?
What the hell was that? If you've got a shite sample, you're not going to eat any more.
So you don't think we should play any more games? You think we should just finish this?
That's not what I'm saying.
Call the league off?
I'm saying Clyde have been pretty shite, and here I think they're going to continue to be shite. That is my point. The dinner's not going to get any better.
You didn't make
I'm stopping at the first.
That was a shite analogy. Well, let's move on to League 1 then. Wee bit better quality in League 2 with Alloa Athletic against Falkirk getting smashed by 4-1. Calvin Miller, Alfredo, not Morelos, Agamon, Ross McCleaver and Lolo Uluwasanyan giving Falkirk the 4 goals. Bradley Roden got one for Alloa Athletic. Wasn't enough though, and at the Indodrill Stadium, It was Falkirk with a convincing win, and Falkirk must be thinking that this is their year. This is the year they win League One.
They have to get back. Like, what is their problem, man? They're just sitting down here.
Well,
like
last season I think they were unlucky because obviously Dunfermline were in great form. And Falkirk actually, in the league phase, did pretty well up to the end where they began to falter a wee bit, but nobody was going to beat Dunfermline in the league phase. And then, unfortunately for Falkirk, in the second half of the season, Airdrie just completely turned into a different team. And when Falkirk met them in the playoffs, they were just no match for them.
No, Airdrie are phenomenal at the moment.
So, I think Falkirk had a good season last year, but pretty much, I thought they were up against two unbeatable teams.
By the end of it, yeah.
So, yeah,
they should walk it. And
this year, though, I think they will. I think they will be top of League One and get that automatic promotion. And in Athletic 3, Edinburgh City 2. Thoughts on that one? We had Edinburgh City taking a 2-goal lead, but they couldn't hold on, and they ended up conceding 3 goals. Dominic Docherty with a brace, and then Tommy Goss late on, giving Annan Athletic the 3-2 win.
I'm loving most of these guys' names. Tommy Goss, Dominic Docherty. What a man.
It's a bad result though when you're with 2-0 up like you should be.
You should be. There's no excuse.
And again, you buried the attendance in the Elgin City game, and I just want to let you know this one only had 382 people.
I didn't bury it. I just said I had a.
You're at the piss with it, right? You thought it was a poor attendance.
Because you were hyping it up like it was WrestleMania. That's why.
Well, it's fucking better than League One, isn't it? It's better than Annan Athletic.
That's good. That's brilliant. It's probably more than Livingston as well.
Up next with Cove Rangers 1, Queen of the South 2. Queen of the South winning. Obviously, finished the match though with 10 men, as did Cove Rangers. Cove Rangers pulling one back on the 98th minute with Tyler Makita, but it didn't really matter. Damage was done by that point. Harvey Walker and Regan Minano giving Queen of the South the lead. Marvin Bartley's team again with another victory, this time at the Balmoral Stadium. And I think Queen of the South are one of the teams that if anyone can stop Falkirk, I think it will be them.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I mean, there's a lot of Reds going on down here as well. I'm liking this feisty action down in the lower leagues.
Feisty action, just a shame not many people are getting to see it. Up next though with Hamilton 1, Montrose 0. A bit better here at New Douglas Park. Hamilton, crazy to think that it wasn't that long ago that they were Brian Rice's team that were trying to hang on to that Premiership spot. Is it because we're fucking Hamilton? You know, remember those days?
What happened?
Oh,
how long have Hamilton been down?
3-4 years?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be any more than 4.
Actually,
I think it's 3.
I think Rangers' last game in the league before COVID hit was a 1-0 defeat to Hamilton at Ibrox. So there you go.
So that would have been the 1920 season?
Yep.
So they probably went down that season?
No, Hearts did.
So Hamilton's went back-to-back relegation, you're saying?
They must have, aye.
Wow, there you go.
Well, they must have, because Hearts definitely went down.
Right, well, are you giving them any chance of going back up here? Because we've spoke about Falkirk. Can Hamilton...
They're second favourite for it, I think.
You think they're second favourite?
But I don't think they'll go up.
Not in the playoffs?
No, I think someone else will. Like a Queen of the South, for example.
So you don't think the Championship side will hold on to their spot? You think definitely a League One side is going to go up?
Well, I didn't really factor in a Championship side, but, we'll have to wait to see who goes down before I can make that prediction.
Do you know what you're even talking about here?
I do, yes, the playoffs.
Aye, well, aye.
Well, the Championship team comes in.
The Championship team that's heavily...
Yeah, I'm going to need to see.
That's the same Championship team that's heavily favoured. And only has to play... Oh, no, actually, no, that's just Scottish Premiership rules.
Exactly. I know your role.
I do know my role, that's why I corrected myself. Let's move on, though. I know what I'm talking about. Up next, by the way, decent attendance there for Hamilton.
Aye.
Stirling Albion 1, Kelty Hearts 0. Josh Cooper late on. Boom. 88th minute. Winner. Jamie Walker. Is that the same Jamie Walker that played for Hearts?
I'm pretty sure he's retired now.
So this Jamie Walker's just a nobody?
Yeah.
So he didn't trade in Heart of Midlothian for Kelty Hearts?
No, I'm pretty sure no. He's definitely retired him. Jamie Walker.
Anyway, good.
Was it Templeton? I get them mixed up.
I think Templeton. Is Templeton not playing in Scottish lower leagues? I think he is. I'm pretty sure he is. Anyway, that was a win for them. And if we look at the League One table, we can see that Hamilton, the team that you think can maybe compete with Falkirk. Well, I mean, the 3 teams that we said should compete for the title are first, second and third.
So we know what we're on about here.
So we obviously...
Stirling Albion are quite good as well.
You're just fucking naming
they are, though. They're close.
Oh, but Kelty and Cove Rangers are alright as well.
No, they're shite.
Alright, dead on. No, I think that will
Edinburgh
be...
City are actually quite good.
I think that will be the top three.
Aye.
The current top three, I think, I'm not necessarily saying that order, but I do think come the end of the season that will be the three. And if you look at Hamilton, they've yet to concede a goal this season. Scored 7, conceded none.
That's quite a good record.
It's not bad at all.
Cannot complain with that record.
If you look at Queen of the South, though, they have conceded 7 goals in 4 games.
It's quite a lot. That's not going to win you anything.
Including conceding 5 goals in 2 home matches, so I think Marvin Bartley will need to sort that out.
He will, absolutely.
The longer that goes, the tougher it is going.
Maybe he should stay off Super Scoreboard and focus more on his managerial skills.
Super Scoreboard Live. Anyway, let's move into the Championship next.
Oh, alright, see this game, I bet Airdrie there were evens. And even when they went down to 10 men, I still thought they'd get the job done. And they did.
Well, considering they were 2-0 up at that point, aye.
Aye, but 40 minutes down to 10 men.
I'd rather be 2-0 up with 10 men than 2-0 down with 11 men. 100%.
No, but I am convinced with Airdrie that I think Airdrie are going up.
Adam Frissell's a decent player. He used to play for Partick Thistle, I believe, unless that's his brother. Seen him play a few times. No bad.
Glasgow United legend.
Glasgow United legend indeed. Billy Mackay, he didn't get any goals today, but he did get a booking. Not really what he wanted. He's trying to become the top goal scorer in Inverness Caledonian Thistle. He's not that far away from it though.
Nope.
Could maybe do it this season if he starts banging in goals. But another good win for Airdrieonians, and we don't know the attendance figure. There's no attendance figure there, but I'm going to assume that Airdrie's pulling in decent sized crowds at the moment with their good form.
Yeah, I'm going to assume so too.
Speaking of good form, Dundee United got another win. This time 3-0 against Ayr United. Ayr United challenged last season. They were towards the top half of the table. I believe they did sneak in on the very last game. They got the playoff spot. Will they get a playoff spot this time? I don't know. But you look at this Dundee United side, and it's clearly got a lot of players in here that are above the level of the Championship. Louis Moult, if he's anywhere near his prime, is not a Championship level player.
Yeah, but Dundee United, the problem is they've still got problems at the back. But realistically, for Goodwin, it should just be straight back.
Well, they've done alright here. They didn't concede any goals, so they've got less problems apparently than Celtic at the back.
Aye, there you go. Correct.
Yes.
Could Jim Goodwin do a job at Celtic? Who knows?
Yeah, but let's talk about big attendances though. Let's give some credit here where credit's due. Dunfermline getting 7,500 here at the KDM Group East End Park.
East End Park.
It's a shame 7,500 of them were mainly Dunfermline fans.
Fife Derby here.
And they had to watch their team get beat.
Yeah, it's a shame, but Fife Derby, it's always a good one, isn't it?
It wasn't a good one here for Dunfermline. Rafe Rovers picking up the win. Bit of a shocker
I believe
there.
Dunfermline beat them though in the cup.
I wasn't expecting that.
No, I was expecting Dunfermline to win, and they didn't win.
And a really, really poor performance for Greenock Morton.
What in the fuck happened here?
What happened here? At the Capey Low Park.
I mean, they did better at Ibrox.
Almost feel sorry for Chris's Morton.
That's
Stevie
a
here.
bastard, Alan Parr getting booked. What was his booking against Rangers? When I was waiting on him.
You want to delve in a little bit deeper to that?
I was waiting on him for a booking.
Yeah, you can't just hold on. You just can't throw that name out. You have to tell the story.
He gets booked every fucking game. That's
Tell the story in full, mate. You're telling the story at the halfway point.
He gets booked every game. I bet him. They get booked against Rangers in the League Cup game, and he didn't get booked.
Right, story time with Big Stevie kills over.
No. See those two. You bet them every week.
You're worse than Joe Biden. You can't string a sentence together. Let's move on.
At least I'm not running for fucking president, though.
Oh, you're running half this channel, and you.
I can't run a bit.
Partick Thistle 3, Queen's Park 1.
All day long, Partick Thistle. Moving on.
What do you mean moving on?
Queen's Park are pissed. They had their dance in the sun, but it's up at the Partick.
What's your thoughts on Brian Graham?
Goal machine. He is.
Think he'll score enough goals to
He did
file?
score an own goal last week, but who cares?
Whether it's in front of goal or his own goal, he doesn't know how to stop scoring. And if we look at the table, you said Queen's Park are pish, and they're currently top of the league. So I would like your thoughts on that.
Well, I knew they were top of the league. That's why it was a risk betting Partick Thistle, but I did that. And you know what? I'm liking the Championship this season because
Competitive.
I think Arbroath is the team that sticks out like a sore thumb.
What, in terms of being shite?
Aye.
I could agree with that. What's your thoughts on Inverness Caledonian Thistle? But Billy Dodds, Obviously, last season, Scottish Cup final, was unlucky, missed it in the playoffs on the final day, and they'll have a good start to the season this year.
It's going to go hard. It's going to be hard to go on a run in this league. I think just simply because it's that competitive. And I think if you do go on a run, you'll go severely up that table.
Do you think if a team can mount a decent lead at the top, then they'll win the league?
Yes.
Unless they completely fall apart.
And I think it'll be Dundee United.
Because let's be honest,
Should be Dundee United.
Queen's Park did bottle it last year.
Why?
It's not like Dundee were great and caught them. Queen's Park just could not buy a win.
Yeah.
But they find themselves top again.
Maybe it'll be another Dundee.
And once again they're getting chased by another side for Dundee. So, but I'm looking at this and I think it's going to be close. Far too early to decide who's going to win the league. But I mean, there's so many teams here that you could see getting into the playoffs. I mean, I think there's like 8 teams maybe that can get into the playoffs, and probably about 4 or 5 teams I think that could realistically win the league. So, yeah, and when I say teams that could win the league, I'm thinking Dundee United, I'm thinking Partick Thistle, and I'm thinking the 2 new promoted teams, Dunfermline and Airdrie Unions.
Yeah, I may as well throw Queen's Park in
since
there
they're top, aye. So there you go, there's 5 teams for you. But this is what we all wanted to see, this is what we all came for. Celtic are shite, but before we get to them, we have to go through today's game, so... I don't really want to talk about this, but it was Dundee 1, Hearts 0.
Great chip.
Decent attendance at Dennis Park, 8,100.
Yeah, and I tell you what, man, Sander Clark almost got to it, but he didn't.
I mean, it was a good goal for Luke McCowan, but the defending for Hearts here was poor. Why Sander Clark was taking this free kick to begin with, I don't know. We should have done better. But Luke McCowan, I believe he said in his post-match interview that if he didn't pass the ball, Tiffany would kill him.
Yep,
and
brilliant.
He decided not to pass the ball anyway.
What else would you get?
And he put the ball in the back of the net. So, I mean, it was a good win for Dundee. I would go as far as saying they probably deserved it.
They did deserve it because they had an offside goal disallowed, and Hearts were abysmal in that first half.
I agree. Moving on, St Mirren Aberdeen. Speaking of not deserving something, I don't think Aberdeen deserved a point here. Very lucky. The penalty, I think, is debatable. I always feel like handball penalties are tough because... I mean, it's very rare that handballs are actually legit handballs. It's very rare that someone actually means to handball it.
There was a million things wrong in this game. Shug Scotland wanted us to do a match review in this game, and I said, check out the SPFL review show, so here it is. And I tell you what, Big Bojan's penalty at the end of the game, I thought looked alright. But you know what? Michael Stewart's got something right here.
Yeah, for once Michael Stewart's got something right. He got pinpoint accuracy.
What we say is, right, the ref cannot see this.
No, but that's what VAR's for.
Yeah, so what the fuck happened?
And you say the ref can't see it. Didn't the ref initially call it as a double touch? So he obviously seen something.
I don't think so, because they said after it that the ref didn't see it.
So what was the drama for then?
Maybe the assistant and the ref went like that. Well, hold on, right? Let's say the ref did see it, and then VAR's fucking overturned it. And completely went against the ref's correct decision. That is abysmal.
Either way, what would have happened? I think if you're the one that fouls, you should lose the penalty.
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair that you should fuck up the penalty and get to retake it.
No, I'm pretty sure if you do this, you don't get to retake it. I'm pretty sure.
So what you think St Mirren were cheated then?
I think the only way it gets retaken if the goalie's off his line or
someone runs into the box.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the rules. I'm pretty sure if you don't... Yeah, so this should have been 2-1, no penalty. And St Mirren should be top of the league.
But they're not.
But they've been shafted.
Shitey Celtic are top of the league.
Yep, so VAR obviously run by Parkhead.
Nah, Parkhead. Well, they can't run a fucking bath at the moment, but the fence is getting run ragged.
They run the water and there's no plug-in.
Oh, hi. Anyway, let's move on to... this is the game that we all want to talk about then. Let's get the stats up for this one because it really was a shocker. All you hear is people complaining and saying, well, we've no defenders, we're playing Liam Scales at the back, Ralston's no good enough, Greg Taylor's no good enough, Carter Vickers is out injured, we've lost Starfelt, this and that and this and that. But how does having a bad defence equate to not scoring a goal in 180 minutes against Kilmarnock and St Johnstone?
You're right, because at the end of the day, they've conceded 1 goal in that time, which ain't awful. It's quite good, to be honest. And they've not scored any. They are 1-0 down on aggregate. Well, across 2 games, to St Johnstone Killie. And I think the attack's got every bit to blame as the front line. I actually think they created more against St Johnstone than they did Killie. I thought against Killie they did nothing.
Well, let's look at this Celtic starting lineup. So Joe Hart nets, Alistair Johnston, Greg Taylor. Alright, centre-back partnership. But here's the deal, right? That is a new centre-back partnership. It's definitely not Carter Vickers and Starfelt. But they didn't concede any goals. So I'm not gonna blame these two for Celtic not winning this game.
Okay.
Now if Celtic score a handful of goals but concede 4, then fair enough, you can blame the defence, but no. Midfield, you've got David Turnbull, Matt O'Reilly, and Cal McGregor. Alright, Cal McGregor and Matt O'Reilly were regular start. Cal McGregor was a mainstay. Matt O'Reilly started most games. David Turnbull doesn't have to be playing here. It is Rodgers' prerogative to play David Turnbull, so...
Yeah, we can't, Matt O'Reilly's the one that missed a handful of chances in this game. It's not Turnbull. I think Turnbull's been one of the better players this season.
No, it has been. And then up front with Kyogo, who is the best striker in the league. Dyson Maeda, who is, a starter for Ange. And then we've got this new guy, Yang, who Brendan Rodgers signed.
Yeah.
And decided to play when he had options such as Abada, Haksabanovic, or if he really wanted James Forrest. So
Haksabanovic put up on Twitter that you don't stay where you're not wanted. I think he's away.
That could be true.
And Bernabei liked it.
Ooh. So I'm just not buying it at the moment. Yeah, Celtic are weaker, but they've got the main team that they had last year. Alright, they've lost what? From an attacking sense, they've lost Jota and maybe throw in that bald guy in there.
Moy,
aye.
Moy was hot and cold though. Like a bath, man. The guy was just... One game he'd be unplayable, the next he'd be like exactly what you want to play against.
So I'm just not really buying it. I mean, Brendan Rodgers has brought in quite a few players this season, and at the moment they've all been shite. So that is really
it, to be honest. But Brendan Rodgers,
I mean, if we look at previous games that Celtic had against St Johnstone, I mean, they've got a really good record. You can see their last 6 games against St Johnstone, and they've won all 6.
Yeah, I mean 7-0 as well in there. I remember that 2-1 vividly. That late goal, that was soul destroying.
So, but the last 2 games have beat them 4-1 and 4-1 home and away, and now all of a sudden they can only get a draw. So I mean, it's not good. It's not good enough.
No, it's not good enough for Celtic.
And yeah, I don't think it's just, you can't just blame Lagerbelt and Scales. I'm not having that.
No, you can't. But let's see how they deal with Ibrox.
It's 58,600 turned up.
Not exactly sold out, is it?
Not a bar of soap between them.
Damn.
Let's move on to...
This guy could be selling soap. Lee Johnson.
We better not drop this soap though, because they could be in jail for some of the performances he's had with his Hibernian manager. Yeah, Lee Johnson's gone. Lee Johnson is done. He is finished. I actually feel bad for Lee Johnson. And while I do, as a Hearts fan, I know it's going to sound a bit strange.
You hear what he said about Villa? He said, if you drove in your normal car here and I put you in a Formula 1 car, you'd notice the difference.
No, but why I feel bad for the guy is, I mean, he did get them through that Lucerne tie. And if they're going to sit, I think they should have given the Villa game. I think it's a bit harsh that just before they go to Villa, that big...
I disagree though. Because...
No, but
if they sack him after the Villa game, it looks like they've sacked him because of the Villa game.
No, I think you're wrong. I'll tell you why. I think you're wrong. First of all, he earned that game. He won them that tie. He got them into the next round.
Oh,
right?
he won them.
So he was in charge when they qualified, right? So he won the tie against Aston Villa. Therefore, I think he deserves that big moment. And second of all,
he won a tie to set up Aston Villa. Didn't win the tie against Aston Villa.
Hibs are likely to get screwed against Aston Villa, right? They're likely to get pumped either way. Why bring in a new manager? They probably won't, right? They'll probably go down with a caretaker, but it's not. They're going to get beat anyway.
Get rid of the assistants as well, though.
Let's say they bring a new manager in before Thursday. What's the point of that? And having the manager's first game be a pumping against Aston Villa? Why not just let Lee Johnson have his wee game against Aston Villa and then go, thanks Lee, it was nice knowing you. Catch you later.
Because maybe they're going to bring someone in not to get pumped and they're going to win.
Win 6-0 and go through in the tie.
Bring Alex Ferguson back, man. 6-0. Imagine he did. See if he did come...
Greatest manager of all time.
See if Pep has a set of stones on him. He'll fucking, one night only, turn it around for Hibs at fucking Villa Park. You big baldy nonce.
Nah, he's not got the ability to do that though, does he?
Aye, probably not, but...
Right, anyway, Obita scored for Levy, although, well, own goal.
Sangare goal was fucking quality.
Yeah, the Sangare goal was great.
So was Boyle's.
The first two Livingston goals were terrible defending, like, for Hibs. Even the Sangare's goal was terrible defending as well, to be fair. Hibs just can't defend.
Hibs, see every Hibs, both teams to score, unless it's against Villa, and then Hibs aren't going to score.
Martin Boyle had a good wee finish. Josh Campbell pulled one back late on. He just got it across the line, but not good enough for Hibs. 14, almost 15,000 people, though, in attendance. And not many of them would be Levy fans, let's be honest.
I wonder if they're going to bring Neil Francis Lennon back.
Well, it's not good enough. Hibs, 3 games in there, I believe, 3 defeats.
No.
Moving on to Motherwell. Motherwell 2, Kilmarnock 1. Kilmarnock's good start to the season kind of faltered a wee bit here. Took the lead through Marley Watkins. But, unfortunately for them, they got pegged back by Dan Casey and then Harris and Patton. And then 88th minute, getting Motherwell the win. Bad result there in the end, but good result for Motherwell. And a result that sends them joint top.
I would say this is a shocking result. I did not expect Kelly to lose this.
But hold on here. It's Motherwell at home, and you're saying it's a shocking result?
No, because Kelly were shit. That's the difference. It's maybe not the result, but the performance. They just beat both old firms and drew at Tynecastle.
No, I agree, but I just wouldn't say it's a shocking result. Like,
well, for me it is.
I predict a draw.
There you go. I predict that Kelly win, and I got it wrong.
Oh, you're not forgetting about the form Motherwell had last season. One of the form teams towards the second half of the year.
Are they going to win the league?
Might, huh?
We'll never know.
Well, they could do. What other games was there? I believe we had the
Rangers.
Rangers and Dingwall. Now, I actually predicted that I didn't predict, but if one of the old firm teams were going to drop points this week, I thought it would be Rangers.
And it wasn't.
But it wasn't. It was Celtic. Kamara Roof and Tavernier. A bit disappointing that they scored 2 goals in 4 minutes, yet couldn't add to that. Tavernier's goal was great. Thing of beauty.
It was. That's what Tav does with Tav.
I feel like every time Tav's come under criticism, he just shuts people up with a good goal.
He'll still get criticised though, but yeah, you know what? See, compared to a couple of weeks ago, Rangers on a different realm.
I thought the game was pretty even until the goal went in, and then it was all Rangers. I thought the first 15 minutes was.
No, yeah, I think you're on to something there.
For its level, like.
But what I would say is, obviously, the PSV game might have an effect if they get pumped or if they go out, whatever. But I just can't see Rangers not beating Celtic. I'm sorry. I don't want to sound overconfident, but Celtic don't look like scoring. And alright, they don't look too bad at the back without looking pish. Come on. Rangers are winning. It'll be the first time Rangers will have led the league. Well, obviously if the other teams win, they might not. But, you know, it's the first time since February 2022 that they were in front of Celtic in the league. Monumental times, my friend.
It's not long ago, is it?
What?
A year and a year and a half.
6 months.
A year and 7 months.
I think 18 months for Rangers to be ahead of Celtic in the league's a fucking disgrace.
Wait, hold on. I'm sure in the 9 in a row spell they've had longer periods.
Well, I mean, when you're not in the league for fucking years, like, yeah.
No, even when they were in the league, though.
Well, obviously, I'm not fucking denying that.
I'm pretty sure they would have had longer periods than 18 months.
Yeah, but you've got... Rangers won the league, though, and then slipped behind them again. It's unacceptable.
Well, we'll see what Michael Beale's team can do.
Let's see what happens to Brendan Rodgers, the Green Brigade, and the rest of the Soap Dodgers when fucking Rangers go top of the league and they're all greeting.
Alright.
Right, Matthew Miles, you in there, mate?
Rangers have to play midweek. Celtic don't. Can that...
That didn't help them out last week.
Will that be beneficial to Celtic, or do you think come that extra game could help Rangers?
No, it depends. But, you know, if Rangers beat PSV, or, you know, draw and go through, the ball is in Rangers' court.
I think we could be, in a week's time, like, the swing is just insane. Think if Rangers go through against PSV and beat Celtic, but then what if Rangers go out against PSV and lose to Celtic?
I can't see Rangers losing, but I tell you what...
It's a big swing, though.
If Rangers lose to Celtic, that could be the platform that Rodgers needs, and that could be the league. That could be me back to saying it's over.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to give my prediction right now. But
cannot wait for it, though.
Celtic don't even look like scoring, so how they're going to turn up to Ibrox and beat Rangers?
With no Celtic fans? Come on, man.
Yeah, no Celtic. It's going to be packed out Ibrox. It's going to be full of blues. Blue noses and
Joe Hart keeping a clean sheet. Fucking no chance.
No, Bambi on ice. We'll see what happens, guys. Anyway, that's the SPFL review show. Bit of a late one here, so tired, but half an hour still. Can't whack it. Catch you in the next one. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and until next time, peace.